A coveted seat at Mercedes will become vacant as Lewis Hamilton leaves for Ferrari, but a close eye should be kept on Red Bull's 2025 lineup. Silly season has begun. What seemed a certainty a few months ago might now have to be penciled in, as Max Verstappen's Red Bull future remains uncertain after internal rumblings. The smart money is on him staying until the end of his contract with the team, as the storms of Bahrain and Saudi Arabia have been weathered by Red Bull. But is it perhaps just the eye of the storm, meaning part 2 could be about to hit? Toto Wolff is openly flirting with Verstappen on behalf of Mercedes, and the Red Bull driver is playfully accepting those words of praise. In his eyes, it is logical that he's on Mercedes' radar, and yes, when all is said and done, he is certainly willing to forget and forgive Abu Dhabi 2021. On the other side of the garage, Sergio Perez also has the fastest car and will have to drive the wheels off the RB20 in order to keep his seat for a 5th season, with Christian Horner believing it is his seat to lose. After finishing second in the 3 races that Max Verstappen has won this season, Sergio Perez is seemingly doing exactly what he needs to do. Or is he? All things being equal, Verstappen usually holds a comfortable advantage of a few tenths over Perez, with the big performance difference between Red Bull and the rest allowing Perez to slot in untroubled. But should the other teams, like Ferrari, close that gap to Red Bull, those second place finishes could easily turn into the 4th and 5ths that Perez was returning during his last days of the 2023 season. However, it must be said that Perez was only 0.066 seconds behind Verstappen in qualifying at last weekend's Japanese Grand Prix. One contender whose Red Bull bid has gained traction in recent weeks is Carlos Sainz, a driver currently unemployed for 2025 after Ferrari ditched him for Hamilton, and is a serious option. Possibly counting against Sainz is the fact that he and Verstappen created serious tensions during their time as rookies at Toro Rosso, with Dr. Helmut Marko having been forced to split them up by promoting Verstappen to Red Bull. Also, Sainz angered Red Bull by how aggressively he lobbied for a switch to Renault in mid-2017. We are, of course, 9 years on and both drivers have grown up considerably, but could it work? Verstappen, as the 3-time world champion and now established man to beat, will certainly think so, and is not bothered by who is alongside him, except one. Ahead of last weekend's Japanese Grand Prix, Verstappen doubted the viability of 42-year-old Fernando Alonso, who will turn 43 by the start of 2025. Verstappen said, "Red Bull has always had the tradition of training young drivers itself. With the signing of Sergio Perez, it already deviated from that trend. With a driver of 42, all the more so. I get along with Fernando, that's not it, but I also look at the future of the team. In the end, it's up to them to decide who drives where." What about Yuki Tsunoda? He is doing everything in the RB that in previous years would warrant a glancing eye from Horner and Marko, but is largely overlooked. Is this because he is not seen as a serious candidate, or because the working theory is that he'll be an Aston Martin driver in 2026 when it links up with Honda? Red Bull has already shown in recent years that it is not averse to looking beyond its own pool, with Perez himself being the most notable example of this, becoming the first non-junior driver to sign for the team since Mark Webber in 2007, and even Daniel Ricciardo returning to the fold after leaving in 2018. The big question is when clarity is going to come, and the answer to that question is also far from clear. Marko is aiming for the summer break because what's the rush? Sergio Perez, meanwhile, deadpanned that he expects to have clarity on his future within a month of the Japanese Grand Prix. Sainz will also want to know where he stands, and the same goes for Alonso if he wants to embark on a new adventure, potentially even replacing old rival and former McLaren teammate Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes. What about Liam Lawson, a driver angling to be on the full-time grid in 2025, and is even prepared to look elsewhere if a Red Bull back seat does not come his way? Red Bull's position as the only team with 4 seats has often been cited as a luxury, but is it one that also comes with headaches and fuels rumours? Do you stick with what you've got or shuffle the pack? Let us know in the comments below where you think Sergio Perez will end up, and who will be driving for RB and Red Bull in 2025. make sure to smash a like on this video and subscribe to the racingnews365.com channel for regular content. We'll see you later.